Hey guys, it's Bree. I'm really sorry. The Retrieve to Hand Part 2 series was supposed to go up on Wednesday, April 1st. It's gonna be published next Wednesday instead. So instead I'm here. I just wanted to give you guys a couple of ideas. I'm not a great dog trainer. I'm fairly new into sports and working with working line dogs and all of these things. So I'm not here to give you all the answers. I just really want a seat at the table to be there for the discussion. So couple of ideas. A lot of people are going back to their agility foundations training right now, and there's obstacle problems that come up, right? So if you didn't train something to completion the first time, or you ended up mixing in negative conditioned emotional responses with your agility equipment, then you're gonna get breakdown in the behavior and you're gonna go back and fix that later, which happens to all of us. But when you go back to fix those things, I think there's some things to keep in mind that are really important that have nothing to do with your ability to train the obstacle. So what do I mean by that? First, you need a washout period. So when we think about training dogs, we're thinking about play, we're thinking about speed, we're thinking about motivation, and the craziest play, the highest output into tugging with the toy, blah blah blah. So when you are training agility, there's a lot of things going on in your mind, especially if you're new. So you're analyzing as you're training. So you're thinking about the obstacle, you're thinking about, let's take weave pulls for instance, you're thinking about the entry point, you're monitoring the dog's movement and progress to see if they're going to hit the entry point. You have to be ready to call them back if they make a mistake. You have to be ready to reward them at the appropriate time if they do make a mistake. You have to keep in your mind how many failures you have at one time. So the general rule, if you have 2 failures, it's too hard. You need to make it easier. So you're trying to track that in your mind, and then you're also trying to be really happy, be really playful, and really let your dog know when they're doing a good job. And that's a lot of responsibility inside of a 5-minute training session, and it's something that adults just don't do well. Any of us, we all struggle with that. The thing is that you have to go back and you have to say, why is the dog having this struggle with this foundational part of obstacle training? Is it because of a true small little tweak that I need to make on the obstacle? Or have I trained my dog to expect me to be analytical, disengaged, and to let them have too many failures in training sessions to the point where I've now added negative energy into this obstacle? So I've actually, as I've gone in and proofed that obstacle and tried to come at that from every angle to get a generalization, I've actually trained my dog to expect me to be adult-like and boring. And those things leak into agility training really easily, especially on the complicated obstacles like weave pulls. So the weave pulls are something that I've struggled with it with Taylor. She thought the entries were symmetrical for a long time. Then I went and started training River on weave pulls, and guess what? River thought the weave pulls were symmetrical too. So here's the thing, it's my fault, right? It's my problem. My dogs are brilliant and beautiful, and they can do anything. They can do anything. They can accomplish anything. It's not on them, it's on me. What are the skills that I need to pick up so that I can do better for them, at the same time not punishing them for anything that I'm doing? You need to take all of that pressure and all of that responsibility off of your dog and put it onto you. It's your fault. I'm gently going to say, if you're one of those people that says, my dog should know this, I train this, they're just having a struggle today, or they're just having this one-time problem that will never happen again. It probably will happen again, and it probably means your dog doesn't know what's going on. Now the question is why, right? But just looking at this from foundational training and not high level stuff that I can't help you with because I'm not that good. How do you dial it back, take the pressure off of your dog? And so then you're going to create two streams. Stream one is getting the pressure off of your dog and playing, really playing. So no structure, no pressure, no you have to perform, or this is how long it has to be, or we have to accomplish this in this session, or else, right? Fair play, right? Fair play meaning spontaneous, not following any rules about tugging, rules about what toy, rules about blah, blah, blah. And also, I lost my train of thought, consent. So, you need to be good at reading your dog's body language and knowing whether or not they're really consenting to the type of play that you want or think that they should like, because that may be different than what they actually like. So that's stream one. Get the pressure off. Be there for your dog. Present. Be present, emotionally available to them, and really listen to them when they tell you what they want in terms of play and silliness. Okay, stream two. So while you're doing this with your dog and you're sorting out their emotional wellness and trying to build up their confidence, both in agility in general and in you, because you break that confidence in you every time you have a struggle like this, which is okay, we all do it. You just have to clean up the mess, right? Stream two. So at the same time you're washing out your dog, you've taken them off of the obstacle, you're figuring out them, not agility, them, your dog. Stream two is figuring out you. Okay, so what are you missing in reading your dog's body language, reading how they want to play or engage with you, reading your, are they reading your anxiety and your analytical brain that's just like thinking about how many failures in a row? Did they make the entry? Did they stay in the channel? All of these things. That's not fun. So you need to clean up your understanding of what you want to accomplish in each training session. And in order to do that on an obstacle, you need to take it back to flat work, in my opinion. So you need to gain confidence back for your dog, but you also need confidence back for yourself. And you need to get really good at studying your own performance and your dog's performance. But we generally think about this in terms of like clipping out all the pieces of us doing shit and then sending it to our dog trainer. Where's the play? Like, what are your transition times? Like, are you playing with them for 2 seconds and then drilling them? Because that's not fun, right? That's pressure. So you need to, first of all, you need a camera. So I upgraded to an iPhone 7 about 6 months ago, and it's very powerful. River's actually afraid of my DSLR camera, so you don't need anything fancy. You just need a little tripod. Doesn't have to be expensive. And you need an iPhone that can take videos, and then you just need a system to review your videos. So pick yourself apart. What are you doing? What are your dog doing? And where is the disconnect happening in your training sessions? Okay, so dog trainers are really important, and I pay lots of money to all my dog trainers. I love them dearly because they're what makes us better. But that's going to make you good. That's not going to make you great. So if you want to achieve greatness, you need to challenge yourself to study you and your dog and come up with those solutions as you go. It's not about how much feedback can you get from somebody else, because that feedback may not be relevant to you and your dog anyway, right? Just because somebody said that that's a good idea, it doesn't mean it's right for you and your dog. Even if it's your favorite dog trainer, even if that's like your go-to person, there's going to be some things that they say and you're going to be like, I need to filter that through my own lens and my own experience with my dog, because I need to do what's right for us. So advocate for yourself, advocate for your dog, but we have lots of time right now. This is my challenge to you. Can you come up with a way to become a better dog trainer by analyzing yourself, by reading your dog, by going back after the fact and looking at how you're playing? Is it really spontaneous? Is it really fair play? Or are there ideas from the adult mind, the stingy 9-to-5, brainwashing that we all go through as we lose our imagination and become adults? Are there ideas in there that are holding you back or holding your dog back? Because if there are, then you need to get control of those ideas and give them a name. Recognize that they're within you, and because they're within all of us, and put them in a drawer and label them, and then move on. It's not about the repetitions, it's about the play. That's where the learning happens. That's where the beauty of dog training happens. That's where you go from good to great. We can all do that, but we have to be complete partners with our dogs. We have to really hone in on what they want and need and meet their desires the way that they try desperately to meet ours every single day, because they love us. And get better for them. Separate out your failure from their failure, and do your best. If you're new at sports, try not to make them be a party to your struggles in learning new things and learning new skills and becoming a better dog trainer. So and this is where dog trainers drill you on record keeping, right? So it's not about record keeping for me. It's about getting the most out of every session. I don't write anything down. I don't keep my video records forever and ever on a hard drive and analyze them frequently. But I do want to get a quick snapshot day by day of where we are. How strong is our relationship? Have I yelled today? Have I taken my anxiety and put that on my girls? Did I think more about how I wanted to play with toys rather than how River wants to play by going to her trees? So I've said a lot. I hope that this is helpful. Again, Retrieve to Hand Part 2 is coming next Wednesday, and it's going to show you a bit more about relying on your own understanding of yourself and your own understanding of your dog, and honoring that and using that information to move forward. So stay safe, stay well, and run fast and play hard with your dogs.